It was supposed to be like a mic drop, but I kind of just took my headphones out of my ears. Um, so what's going on, guys? TheAireaidLord's here. My real name is Chris. I'm not sure if you guys know that. I know I just go by TheAireaidLord whenever I start a video because that's what my usual screen name is. Phone there, tangled in a bunch of wires. Want to get it out of the way so it's like not in the way during the video. That's awesome. Okay, we do things on the fly here. That's usually how I do 90% of my vlogs. When you guys see a Walking Dead vlog, I'm not doing jump cuts. The person I think comes to mind most would be Jeremy Johns. I love his reviews on movies, and he's an example of someone who has a point, has multiple points, positive, negative for a film, video game, whatever he's reviewing, and then mashes them up between different clips that he will edit, depending if he doesn't like a certain take. He has multiple thoughts, multiple things he was thinking of. He might have a script. I'm not sure exactly how he goes about his process specifically, but for me, I know when I do my videos, I have everything in my head that I want to tell you guys, and I find it more effective for me just kind of go with the flow, impromptu thinking on the fly, and I know most of what I'm going to say. I kind of come pre-packaged, I guess, in my head. My script is in my head, and so I come pre-packaged with it, and then I lay it on the table for you guys. So this video, though, this one's going to be kind of tough because I'm not really sure what necessarily to unpack. I do know that I'm celebrating 8 years of being on YouTube. I did miss the day by a little bit. December 27th was when I opened my YouTube channel and I uploaded my first video. If you guys want to do you can search in my videos, you can do oldest video, and you can see what my oldest video was. It was a walkthrough for Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. I talked about this multiple times. There's been I think I've done a channel anniversary for almost every year. Almost every year I've been on YouTube. Just because I like vlogging. Whether I've been using this YouTube channel to upload video games, talk about The Walking Dead, more recently talk about football. Whatever purpose I'm serving for the channel, I like doing it as a hobby in my spare time, so I always like to set aside the time to review it and talk about the ups and downs, the changes from year to year. I mean, for me, there were a lot of things in my personal life that changed. And for me, I like to keep YouTube and my personal life separate. The only time you see it overlap is when friends of mine, specifically Jack and Pete, who have been in previous Walking Dead reaction videos, other friends of mine have been in reaction videos in the past. When they get involved, you see them, and they're a part of my personal life. Those two guys are my apartment roommates. I'm splitting rent with them, so it's affordable. And so they've been friends of mine since college, and they were in some of the college Walking Dead reaction videos. If you see, I think all three of us, we did the season 7 finale together. For a long time, it was just me and Jack, and then other people started jumping on board. But we're going to talk about that. I know ever since I stopped doing the reaction videos, I have been getting a bunch of comments of people saying, why are you not doing them? Can you keep doing them? I had made a much larger vlog talking expansively about, or expanding upon the fact, or basically saying why I don't want to do reactions anymore and why they're not viable. I mean, there's two angles to it. There were two angles to it. This was also kind of before we knew what Rick Grimes' fate was, and when I didn't have much faith in season 9, specifically after Rick Grimes' exit from the show, I wasn't that hopeful of where things were going with the show. So that was one of the reasons that factored in. But yeah, I guess we'll talk about some of that stuff. But for me, I don't want to so much as reflect in this video because, I mean, it's funny, whenever I load up my YouTube channel from the main page, the vlog that's been there for a year has been the one where I'm actually sitting on the couch over there You could probably see it. It was from last year, December 2017's vlog. And I'm talking about my whole history on YouTube and how things have changed, and I just have this big reflection. The story's been told multiple times of why I started the channel, the direction it took originally, the YouTubers I collaborated with, the gaming stuff, the heavy video game stuff I did with the channel, how that changed when I went to college. I got into The Walking Dead, started doing vlogs and stuff. Still did some gaming stuff, fell out of it. Did the reaction videos for a long time up until season 8. Did like one for season 9 for Rick Grimes' thing, and then I had to kind of stop that. So I don't want this video kind of to be that. I want this video more to be the future of the channel. Obviously, that's what the title of the video is, the future of the channel, and what you guys are kind of looking for from my content. And I want this to, and I've asked this a couple of times in some of my vlogs in the past where I've said, hey, like, do you have any suggestions for content, or do you have any topics you want me to discuss? Because, like, the last vlog I made discussed the alpha preview, but in my head, I'm thinking, like, what other Walking Dead news is there? Again, like, we only have, like, a month and a half just about until the new episodes come up. But, I haven't had anything else really to put up about The Walking Dead, and because I'm busy with other aspects of my personal life, for me, I'm thinking, well, if I don't have some pressing Walking Dead news to get to, I'm probably not going to jump right on that, you know? So for me, I obviously want to be inspired. I want to do new content for you guys. And I know I see reoccurring fans every now and then. I did do a few, like, fan comment vlogs to try to get you guys more involved with things. I toyed around and experimented with a few ideas. And again, whenever there's a vlog that comes into play, there's something that I want to make, I make it. And more recently, I guess you guys have noticed, over 2018, I started doing the football vlogs for the National Football League. As I've said a couple of times, you've probably seen the jerseys and the shirts and the sweatshirts. I'm a huge Patriot fan. Have been all my life, and have seen them win a good number of Super Bowls and AFC championships. I mean, they were in the Super Bowl last year. Very disappointing result. I actually had a vlog where I talked about the aftermath of that Super Bowl. A game I really felt they should have won, given the amount of yards that Brady threw for and everything going into that. And then moving forward, I said, well, you know, I don't want to. I know that, you know, there's a new NFL season. It's almost like a new season for me. It was almost like a new season of The Walking Dead. Like, for a new season or a new season of NFL football, the 2018 NFL football season that's going on right now. I said, well, I could possibly do some type of review. I was thinking of like a podcast, and I was like, no, like I originally had plans to collaborate with someone on this podcast where we would go back and forth and discuss sports topics, but it never really came to fruition. If any of you guys watch Undisputed with Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp, that's a show that I like watching, because I know some of the sports lingo. They're very funny personalities, each in their own way. And so me and this other person were possibly going to do something like that, but it just never came together. So I had to say to myself, well, am I going to do something sports related on the channel? Because this is something I've never ever touched before. Everything on my channel has been video games or The Walking Dead, and both of those are entertainment. Like, that's entertainment ish, you know, drama television, you know, gaming. It's all kind of like, you know, not nerd culture, but it's more of in the entertainment category. If you were looking at a category index at a library or something, like The Walking Dead and video games would be in the categories of entertainment. I guess we can change this picture. I just realized we have we have beta. I changed my pictures. I have all these pictures stacked. So when I talk about the Patriots, I have the little Patriots logo. When I talk about The Walking Dead, we got alpha, we got beta, we got the Rick Grimes Walking Dead Season 9 poster. For any of you guys who I'm just going to go off topic real quick, but for any of you guys wondering what this is just like a destroyed city of Atlanta from The Walking Dead, but it had the borders cut out, so it kind of looks, you can't really see it because it's behind the background. But anyway, it's kind of transparent, so it gives the post-apocalyptic vibe to my vlogs. And so since I talk about The Walking Dead, and since it's got like a cool border effect for the channel, I actually maybe I'll toy around with XSplit, and maybe I'll make it like pieces of it, like a puzzle around, so it feels more like it's like a post-apocalyptic, like I'm recording from some post-apocalyptic wasteland, even though most of the time you get the white wall of doom, or you get the apartment where it's the Belichick, my closet door, whatever the hell's usually behind me. But anyway, to get back to my original point, when the Patriots played their first game of the regular season against the Texans, I reviewed that game. I broke it down, yards completion, Brady's QBR, defensive, sacks, whatever statistics, the score, my outlook, how I thought they played, just a general review. At first, and even still, it was challenging because I only have just recently started following sports. I know a lot more about the NFL now than I did years ago, but my lingo and my language, my vernacular, it wasn't always accurate to football vernacular. And so sometimes people could come in very well. They would have a valid point, a valid reason to come in and nitpick something I would say about my team and its performance, or certain statistics, or the way I'm reviewing it. Like, I'm not a sports journalist. Haven't been doing it for that long, so I can't really get that. I can't get the depth that I can with The Walking Dead. You know how with The Walking Dead, when I talk about a villain or something, then I can go into the Wayback Machine. I can say, well, remember in season 2 when Shane did this, or remember in season 3 at the prison, or remember in like with The Walking Dead, I can expand upon the entire 9-season history and the comic books, which I'm not sure how many of you guys read it. I mean, I cover The Walking Dead show. Many times I'll reference the comics, and sometimes I fear that I'm spoiling stuff, but at this point, the comics and the show are so different. Like, Rick and Carl are still alive in the comics, and they're neither character is in the show moving forward. So it's completely gone different. So for me moving forward, I'm like, I honestly, spoiling comic stuff, it's not even a spoiler anymore. It really isn't. Like, they're so different. I don't. It's confusing that Kirkman really wanted to make them different. Like, I would have thought that they would, because they were always doing that. I would say, even into season 7, they loosely followed the comics, but had their own interesting additions, like Oceanside and the Scavenger Junkyard group. They weren't in the comics during the Negan arc, but they were in the show to add some extra level of interest. But, taking the big 2 main characters, Carl and Rick, and tossing them to the wind, one on a helicopter, one dead, kind of really throws the show for a loop. But I guess for me, I've kind of realized, and hence you guys have kind of seen that I haven't been reviewing, because I stopped. I think the last one I did was the Packers game, where I do reviews of the game that they won or lost. I actually did not. I haven't been doing them since then, and so I've kind of just made the decision that I'm probably not going to do football content on the channel. Maybe unless it's the Super Bowl or something, or it's a playoff game. I don't know. But still, I think that you guys don't really have that much of an interest in the football content, the NFL content. And probably it was an experiment for me, but I think I might pass on it. No pun intended. But yeah, so just gonna probably pass on the football stuff. Moving forward, if any of my fans were wondering why I'm not talking about the Patriots or something, like, there you go. I mean, I have plenty of friends and family members who are fans or foes of the Patriots who I could talk about. So, if you guys are interested, let me know. I mean, that's what this vlog is for, what the future of my channel is going to look like. But just from the feedback and the views that I've seen on those Patriot vlogs, doesn't look like it's something I'm going to continue. Then that brings me to The Walking Dead, which a lot of people have been asking about the reaction videos, why I don't do them anymore, why haven't I come back. I mean, for me, it boils down to a couple of things. The time it takes to make the videos at night, to package them up, and put them on YouTube, because I do have work the next day, so it is hard to kind of, have to stay up and make sure that the videos render in Sony Vegas and then they upload to YouTube. That was always a struggle in the past, but I was in college when I was doing a lot of those earlier reactions. Even season 8, it was a struggle. I mean, I did it while I was working, and so a normal week. And so it was tough, but I still kind of stuck with it. But there is that angle. There's also the copyright angle. I will say that I've had my fair share of copyright problems with The Walking Dead in the past. And that's mainly because I'm uploading the full reaction video to YouTube. And, like, the full episode. When I say full reaction video, I'm saying the full episode. Like, I'm not doing chunks of it like some other reaction groups like Blind Wave or the Normies. They'll take little 15-minute chunks, or they'll just do parts of it, and then most of their vlog will be a giant discussion. My giant discussion is in vlogs that come before or after. So, well, no, not before, but they come after. I make that content after in separate vlogs that's not attached to the reaction video. So I'm my own structure with that. But with copyright reasons, I mean, I have had videos even now that are just claimed, in general, that aren't monetized, which again is not why I make the content, but there are many that are just have ads running that are for other third party, it's like Shop AMC TV or like any of their live streaming services that are just garbage. It just, YouTube, they have auto detecting copyright things with YouTube, so it gets picked up. And that's always the claimant. It's like, your video has been claimed by Shop TV AMC or whatever the heck it is. And back during season 6, I was able to kind of fudge them and try to get them removed, and it was again, YouTube's copyright system is garbage. It's broken. Nonsense companies are able to make false claims, and obviously I'm not really within the rights of the copyright to be uploading a full reaction. That's just the truth. I mean, technically, the day could come where I'd have to delete every single reaction video I have up, because it's just, for me, it is a little bit of a liability, because my YouTube channel has so much gaming stuff on it. It has other memories with friends and such, and I wouldn't want to lose that by having all of those Walking Dead videos up. And that kind of brings me to that last point, where I don't want to lose the videos I have if I just one day wake up with like copyright strikes on the videos, and then, because I have had those copyright strikes, and I'll have to fight them. And it's just, I think if you're not a YouTube content creator, it's hard to put yourself in my shoes, where it's a possible legal battle, and for me, it's just watching a TV show and wanting to share my thoughts. So that's why when I do the vlogs like this, there's no way it can be copyrighted, because it's just me talking, and I use images and stuff, but it's usually just my knowledge of the show, and that for me is the safest type of vlog that I can discuss with you guys. That's the safest way I can convey my thoughts on the show and kind of go forward in that regard. But those videos are sporadic, as you've seen. Like if I'm looking throughout 2018, I mean, my uploads, it's like maybe like 1 or 2 videos a week. mostly. Sometimes I'll go a week, I'll realize, oh, I haven't really uploaded anything, and kind of the way I do that is in my tabs on Google, I'll do when I go to YouTube, if I'm either watching a video or something else, I'll make it my videos managers page. So that way I have to click my video manager to see the vlogs in order, and then I could say, oh, like the last time I made a video was last Tuesday. Like maybe I should put something up for the fans because it's been a few days or whatever. So stuff like that, and trying to stay consistent and trying to say like, hey, like I still want to make content, but a lot of it I just have to come up with what character have I not talked about? Is there some legal battle with AMC going on? And let me tell you, with 2018 and the whole Rick Grimes thing, I mean, I must have made like 10 vlogs on that, talking about Andrew Lincoln's departure and all of the insanity moving forward with all of that. But I mean, that's great content for the future because we're going to have the 3 AMC original movies starring Rick Grimes, so that's going to be more content to discuss. Don't really think I could do a reaction to that considering it's like a movie. There's no commercials, nothing like that. So, I mean, we'll see. We'll see how how 2019, because we'll hear production news. Like, they're going to be making them in 2019. I'm sure that stupid, spoiling group of people will probably try to get in juicy information on the movies. Who knows? They might not even film in Atlanta. Most likely not. I mean, Andrew Lincoln left so he didn't have to film in Atlanta. So I would assume that they wouldn't be filming there. So just some general things with the channel and the future of it. For me, not really sure. Like, I know I still want to do it going into 2019. There's no doubt in my mind. But like when I think about when I think about what I have going, like even like when there's like something video game related, and I'm like, oh, maybe I want to upload this or something. Like for me, like my mind immediately goes to the fact that there's probably 100, 1,000, 10,000 people who are uploading the same thing. Like I'm never, like my YouTube channel was in 2012 where I tried to get when the video game first came out, like the first day it came out, I would try to upload it, and I just can't compete with that. Like there's YouTubers who do this like for a job, and like on day one they're uploading the first part of some game or whatever, and I'm just don't have the means to cover it, and I also don't have fans who are like chomping at the bit for that footage. Nobody's really like, I don't see comments from people saying I miss your gaming stuff, and if there are those of you who like my video game stuff and you've been disappointed that I haven't been making it in a long time, like let me know and I'll see what I can do. I mean, there's a lot of interesting games coming out in 2019. I myself, when I'm making this, just finished the Spyro HD collection, Little Red Dead, I'd say Spider-Man and God of War were like the big games of 2018 for me. I mean, I still played them offline. I made like one video of God of War where I was doing like an improv voice for Kratos. And even so, like looking at the views and the response to that, people were just kind of like what is this? And I'm like, well, again, like if you guys don't want that content, then I won't make it. Like there's just, there's other avenues I can kind of put my time in. So, and I'm kind of looking for those. So let me know in terms of like Walking Dead or other stuff, like just what you want me to do. Yeah, I mean, I'll try to do this for as long as I can. I mean, honestly, I feel like my track record for doing YouTube is going to be like on par with The Walking Dead. Like, maybe when The Walking Dead's completely done, maybe I'll be done. Or if there's some outstanding life event that occurs for me that I have to really dedicate time to other things, because my life is fairly manageable where I can still do this. But if there ever comes a time where I might have to dedicate more of my time in another direction, this might not be the most viable thing to do. So that's just something I'm thinking about, and I know that in a few years' time, maybe it might be good to hang up the cape and call it quits. Hey, maybe my 10-year anniversary, because in 2 years from now, 2020, it'll have been 10 years of doing YouTube, which will be crazy. And maybe, I don't know, maybe that might be the 10-year anniversary. Maybe that's when I hang up the cape and call it quits. I'm not sure. I mean, there's a lot of people who have bowed out of this game a lot earlier, but it's for a variety of reasons. Personal life choices, decisions, things going on. Whatever. I mean, everyone stops and starts for their own personal reasons. So, I've seen multiple YouTubers come and go, and I'm proud to still be here. And I do see consistent fans coming in commenting about The Walking Dead, and I do get it's pretty good viewership that I get. Like my most recent alpha vlog, it's always like this consistent group of like 10 or so people. I see like 10 likes, 11 likes. It's like a consistent group of likes of people who are watching my thoughts on The Walking Dead. And so for me, like that's why I make those Walking Dead vlogs. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. There's a good group of people who like this. They like to speculate about the show. Like I really like the show. I really think this Whisperer conflict and Angela Kang's new direction as a showrunner has put a spark into this show where I didn't think it was possible. And Andrew Lincoln leaving, like I thought that was the nail in the coffin. And for me, like a year ago, that was unimaginable. Like for me, Rick Grimes was the only reason I was watching. Like, what is the sheriff who we saw in season 1? What is going to become of this man when the series finally ends? And now we're going to have to see, because there's a whole monkey wrench that's been thrown into this whole thing. I have multiple vlogs discussing that, so I won't go over it right now. But, yeah, just interesting prospects for the future, just overall. So, yeah, I won't make this vlog any longer, but if you guys have any suggestions for my channels, Walking Dead, sports, video games, whatever it is that I'm covering, if you have suggestions, let me know. And, yeah, thanks for 8 years. I know some of you guys have only been watching for a few since I've been doing The Walking Dead, but that's fine. I've done this channel with a lot of different people over a lot of different time frames, playing a lot of different games. There's a giant collection of my videos on my channel. Just the other day, I saw a comment from someone. They commented on like a Borderlands 1 video from like 2012. I'm like part 34, back when I used to upload videos in like 50-part chunks, and I was like, how did you find this video? So, I don't know. But, hey, videos are still up. You can still watch me play them and all of that great stuff. So, thank you, and I will see you guys later for more Walking Dead stuff. And, yeah, have a Happy New Year. I mean, this will be my last video of 2018. So, see you guys later.